Hello and welcome to another video from Betfair Trading Community with me, your host Martin. I'm actually going to tackle one of the questions we actually get the most today. Basically going to explain which side of the market you should be betting on. So we often get asked, specifically in two-way markets, and I'm going to give you an example in a minute. We get asked, what should I do in this market? What's the best play? Should I back or should I lay in this situation? And the question people are asking is basically, does it make any difference? So I'm going to show you what I mean now. Let's just go to the Man United versus Betis game here that's happening today, and let's look at, so it's going to be in the markets where there's only two options. So for example, on this market, you're going to know whether you're backing or laying. So let's say you want to back Man United. Well, you've only got one option, right? That is literally your option. Back Man United there. You could lay them, obviously, if you wanted to lay instead. But you're not worried about, well, what part of the market do I bet on? However, when you get to the goals markets, it becomes a little bit different. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So as you can see here, we've got the over-unders. But let's say you think there's going to be 3 goals, right? I think there's going to be 3+ goals in this game. Do you back over 2.5 goals, or do you lay under 2.5 goals? They're both the same bet, right? So let's make that clear. This is what the confusion's about. People understand that they're the same bet, but they want to know, is one of them more profitable? What would you usually do in this situation? Now, usually in markets where you're laying, you will lay on the odds-on side of things. And you might say, well, why is that? Well, the reason is that that's generally where most of the money is. Okay, so let's look now at the money looking to back things. Okay, and I'll just give you an example of this here. The money looking to back under 2.5 goals, which is this lay money here, this is what someone's trying to back with, that you could lay to match their bet, £98. However, the money trying to back over 2.5 goals here, 1.79, is £216. Okay, so generally most of the action happens on the odds-on side. I'm going to show you that here. So we get the graph, and you can see that there's been £700,000 matched on this market. Sorry, £719 matched on this market. I got confused there. But look how much of it is matched on the overside rather than the underside. Nearly £600, okay? Reason is, most people are going to bet on the odds-on side because that's where most of the money will be, okay? Now, this doesn't actually mean it's necessarily the right side, because let's say, okay, let's go for this here where we're going to do the other side actually. So what we're going to do, we're going to back under 2.5 goals and we're going to lay over 2.5 goals. So let's see which would be the best decision right now, taking the odds available. So let's say we use £100 stakes here. We would make £126 if we bet £100 and it won. Okay, we make £126 profit. So you might say, well, how do you figure out the other side? Because you can't just put 100 in again, because obviously it's a totally different bet. You're going to have a lot less liability. And that's true, so you need your liability to be £100. Now, the best way to work this out is just use the figure, and I'll click it here. This figure here is basically what you want to put into the lay box. So if we put 126 in, look, our liability is only £99.54. So that means we would actually be risking less to make the exact same amount of profit. So what side of the market's the one we should bet on? Well, it should be this one. We should be using the lay side. Now, you could get this up to the £100. So let's work this out here. Here you go. So now we're at a situation where we've got the same bet essentially. On the one side we're backing for £100. On one side we're laying for £100 risk. But look, on this side we actually make 58 pence more on the trade than we would have. It's the same bet. It's the same bet. If there's less than 3 goals, you're going to win both times. However, if you'd just taken the due diligence to have a quick look, it would have been better to lay over 2.5 goals rather than back under 2.5 goals. Now you might think 58 pence not a lot of money. Tell you what, it adds up, doesn't it? Think about it. Think about it. If you have even just 10 bets like that, it's £5 difference. 100 bets, 50 quid. 1,000 bets, 500, right? So just think about it that way. Think about it that way. That's 500 quid. If you're going to make probably more than 1,000 bets in a year, you could be giving away £1,000 plus, right? If you're doing 2,000 bets, you could be giving away £1,000 plus a year because you're not checking the right side of the market. So that's a really interesting thing to do, okay? And like I say, it's the same thing. You're going to get the same result. I'll just show you on here, actually. So let's get rid of this one. And we'll see that you can see on this side of the market, we would make £126.58 on the green section on this profit, and our risk is £100, right? You can see that here, yeah? So let's do the same thing again on the under market, just to prove it beyond doubt. There you go, same bet, £100 risk, but only £126 profit. This is a question we get a lot, and for good reason. It does make a difference. I've just shown that it does. And again, you might think, oh, pennies make a big difference, and you'll learn that from commission. You know, going down to 2% commission has made a huge difference to me from when it was back at obviously 5%, and it'll be the same for you guys. So you know that those few pence every trade, it adds up, because it's literally free money that you could have had from the exact same trade that you're giving away. It's like going into Asda, and next door is a Tesco. Okay, not realistic, because they're not going to be next door to each other, but say they are, and you see, let's say you see a Pokemon toy for £12 in Asda and one for £13 in Tesco. Well, let's say you're in Tesco. Are you really going to pay 13 quid and not just walk next door and save that £1? It's a similar concept here. And in the supermarket one, you go, yeah, of course I would. Of course I'd go and save the quid. I mean, it'd be ridiculous to buy something more expensive literally, a few yards away. Well, it's the same thing you'd be doing here if you don't do the due diligence. All right, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's explained and totally cleared up what side of the market you should be betting on. And obviously, until next time, we'll be back with another video soon. Most importantly, hope you make some money trading on Betfair.